At the end of the last century, we had the wonderful experience of winning an international competition to do all the wayfinding and signage and sign system for the Louvre. We worked with IMP and the French government for a period of about 3 years. The most spectacular thing I saw was the personal journal created by Paul Gauguin during his time when he was living in Tahiti. It contained drawings, paintings, collages, handwritten notes, pasted in letters from friends, vintage photographs, news clippings, leaves, seed pods. It was just an unbelievably spectacular work of art visually. And I think what made it even more wonderful is that this was not meant for public view. This was a private experience, and I really felt that I was like peering into the soul of this great artist. Like, not too many people get to see this thing. From that experience, I decided that I was going to start keeping a journal myself, and I've been doing that now for about 15 years. They're kind of a chronicle of life, the times, the world we live in. They're a laboratory for ideas and experimentation. As you can see, they're full of notes and paintings and drawings and collages about things that I see, things that happen to us as a culture, and don't want them to pass by. This is where I record moments of great human achievement, human tragedy, and, of course, unimaginable triumph. This is a bit obsessive, but every time I start a new book, I have the habit of taking a color photocopy, reduced photocopy of the cover. That becomes my bookmark. And then when I finish the book, I paste it into my journal. And that's where I write my observations, my review, kind of a book report about what I just read. Now, why do I do this? Well, I can go back 5, 10 years ago, pick up one of these journals, look at that page, and it's almost like rereading the book again, because it's my words, my interpretation of what I read. When it comes to innovation, I think that the world of science far out-trumps the world of art. You know, with science, when you think you've seen it all, science proves that you haven't. And what it is a nano guitar. It's 10 millionths of a meter long. You can't see it, but it can be played. I'll repeat that. You can't see it, but it can be played. I find that just extraordinary. And what scientists do, they fire lasers at these little strings that they've developed, and they can play music with it. With recent advances in digital photography, scientists have been able to go to depths of the ocean where they could never go before because of conventional cameras. So what's happening is they're finding whole new species. What you're looking at here, this little yellow guy, it's an octopus. Okay? They call this blue one, an octopus too, but I see more than 8 arms there. But these, 2, 3 years ago, we didn't even know these species existed. They have been cohabitating this planet with us for hundreds of thousands of years, yet we've just met. The Spanish architect Santiago Calatrava, I read a quote recently where he said that out of all the fine arts, architecture was the most important. And I can agree with that because it affects us so directly. But I think in the digital realm, and again, maybe structures like this could not be built without CAD and digital technology. But what I love about this, that with all the sophistication and high-tech nature of this particular building, the Bird's Nest from Beijing, that it's inspired by something very simple and very humble, and probably is not necessarily an improvement. I try to spend as much time in museums and galleries as I can, because I love the ideas, the skill, the courage that I see in art, the originality, stylistic diversity, materials that are used. It's all lessons for me, and I try to embrace that as much as possible. I'm also one of those nerdy guys that you see in a gallery at a museum that's kind of in the corner, kind of sketching something. Now, why? It slows me down. It's too easy to walk into a gallery and there's 30 paintings and you kind of spend a second on each one. Well, this forces me to actually really look, almost like a conversation with the artist, to understand what they're trying to do by simply trying to create a gesture of a particular painting or sculpture. I don't like when I've missed a scientific discovery or a new artist that is out there that I must see. I find ways to kind of bring them into my life through these journals that I create. And I think it's a way to kind of capture sources of inspiration. They're there every minute, every day. They're free and you can have them. It's just there. It's about looking and then kind of bringing in some form, whether you're doing it on your laptop or your cell phone or your iPhone. I think it's a worthwhile experience because I feel it's made me a better designer. And at the same time, it's a resource that I can use for the rest of my life in terms of a source of inspiration.